Hi Sagittarius, this is your reading for December 2022. The deck that I'm using is the Rider-Waite deck by Pamela Coleman-Smith and Arthur Waite. Now, what I've done is I pulled one card for every week of December 2022. And the first card that I pulled talks about perhaps you being in denial of problematic behaviors that you have, okay? It talks about you becoming aware and starting toward breaking free of some type of addiction in your life, okay? Now, it does talk about someone in your life that has a hidden resentment. Maybe it's even you. Maybe you have a hidden resentment toward a person in your life or a circumstance in your life, okay? Now, it also talks about following common sense precautions, okay? This has been coming out so much right across the signs. I think Capricorn got it, Virgo got it, and Gemini got it. So I know people of every one of those elemental signs. And so I'm kind of putting the warning out there. In that first week of December, do not travel anywhere. I don't give a hell where you're going. Don't travel anywhere. I would stay away from water. I would be very cautious when you're driving. I would make sure that you're driving very safely because it does talk about explosions. It talks about accidents. It talks about water. It talks about freezing water, maybe freezing rain. Maybe that's a circumstance that's taking place. Whatever it may be, okay? Stay away from water. Stay clear of water. If you have to travel in that first week, postpone it. I mean, fate sick if you have to, fake sick if you have to, but do not travel anywhere in that first week, especially on a long journey, okay? Now, it also talks about being very watchful and very aware in that first week. Trust your instincts. Seek safety. If you feel that something's not right, if there's aggressions around you or if there's possibly a protest or a riot that's taking place and those actions are getting more aggressive and the energies are getting more aggressive, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. Seek safety and don't go back until it's over. If you need to stand up for someone, okay, or you need to stand up for a cause, do it, post a blog or something, but do not get directly involved, okay? It also talks about not leaving things undone, overlooked, okay? Lock your door at night when you go to sleep. Make sure your car doors are locked. Make sure when you're driving that you're wearing your seatbelt. Make sure your car is in good working order. Your tires are, we're going into winter in Canada, so make sure your tires are winter tires, okay? Those type of things. Make all your fluids are up to par. Make sure that you have a safety kit in place in your vehicle if you're driving, okay? These are important things that are coming up. You're being warned. I'm doing these readings in November for December, so you're being warned to make sure that you focus on all those little details, okay? Now, it talks about you being overwhelmed, having too much stress in your life, okay? And so you're forgetting things. You're forgetting things because you got so much on the go. So slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Maybe you're driving too fast. Maybe you're speeding. Maybe you rush through a light and you get in an accident, okay? Take your time, slow down, and focus. It also talks about a compulsion to do things that you normally wouldn't do. Anger, road rage, those type of things, okay? Getting into fights. You're feeling stress. You're feeling resentment. Okay, and that's what's causing these over-the-wall type of energies, okay? Now turn it around, and it's possible to turn it around. The person that you resent is not doing what you think they are, okay? They're not doing what you think they are. Now, it does talk about your self-esteem as suffering, but you're actually making yourself suffer. Sagittarius, you're making yourself suffer by negative thinking, okay? You're thinking that you can't change things. Well, you can. You can. If it's a behavior that you are involved in, or if it's an addiction that you're involved in, and you're feeling compulsion to have a cigarette, or to drink another beer, or to get involved in drugs, or whatever it may be. It could be a sexual addiction, okay? You have the ability to pull back from that. You have the ability to stop it. In fact, if anybody does, you do. So that's what it's talking about. And it is talking about a sexual temptation that's not being acted upon, okay, but is causing tension. There may be someone in your circle of energy who has a sexual addiction. And maybe it's creating tension. Maybe you feel uncomfortable around this person. I would hope, Sagittarius, that it's not you. That it's not you not acting on sexual temptation just because there's people around, okay? If you need help with a sexual addiction, go get help, okay? Because it's no good to hurt other people, because you know that karma will come back to roost every single solitary time. Be aware of how your actions are going to hurt other people. Now, there could also be social evil appearing. So if you are out somewhere and you're by yourself and you feel uncomfortable, you feel somebody staring at you, or you feel like you're being followed, okay, be aware of that. If you feel sexual tensions rising or anxieties rising, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. Don't leave yourself in an uncomfortable position. If you're around someone who makes you feel uncomfortable, get the hell out of there. Or make sure that there's someone else around so that you have proof, or you can seek safety, okay? Now, this has been coming up for all the cards. So I have this funny feeling that in the month of December, there's going to be some type of war or famine or depression or something. There's going to be something that takes place, possibly worldwide, okay? Because it is talking about something that is magnified in a larger sense of the way. And that means across the gamut, perhaps the world, perhaps your country, perhaps your province, your state, wherever you are. Maybe there will be tensions that are rising there because of something that's taking place in the world. So maybe there will be mob mentalities. Maybe there'll be protests and riots and things like that. Maybe people are going to be, I mean, we're going into a period of time where they're talking about food shortages and things like that, famines. So, you know, when there's famines, a lot of people don't pay attention to what's right. Okay, they will steal. They will kind of go into this mob reality where they break things and they steal things. Okay, so be aware of this. Be aware of this and protect yourself, especially if you're in an area where there is a lot of aggression or a lot of tension. Okay. Now, as you're moving into the latter part of the month of December, I had to think there for a minute, the month of December, okay, it does talk about stability and security and self-protection, withdrawal from conflict, and recovery from illness, okay. So you're going through a period of time where perhaps stress is wearing down your health, but you're trying to battle it, you're trying to combat it, you're trying to, maybe you're going to get into some type of holistic type of treatment. Maybe you're going to get into Ayurvedic medicine or Tai Chi or karate or something that's going to keep your mind occupied and make your body fit, okay? Now it does talk about there's a lot of tension at home, and perhaps you don't feel safe and you don't feel protected and you don't protect it and you don't feel secure. But it does talk about defining your boundaries and not putting up with any bullshit, okay? Standing up for yourself, not letting anyone cross your boundaries. So it shows that perhaps you're trying, but you haven't learned how to stand up for yourself, okay? Perhaps you're being bullied. And maybe this has taken place over a period of years. Maybe this has been a long-lasting type of energy. Maybe you're being bullied at work. Maybe you're being bullied at home. Maybe you're being bullied by family members, or maybe you're in school and you're being bullied by classmates, okay, or peers. And it does talk about you opening up to someone and telling them what's taking place. It does talk about you looking for a relationship where you feel protective, or where you feel like you can protect that relationship or that person, okay? So maybe you have a need to feel a part of some type of secure environment or relationship, okay, where you feel like you don't ever have to worry about the other person leaving you, okay? It's almost like you have a fear of abandonment that stems from perhaps a childhood, perhaps your childhood, perhaps you felt like you were abandoned by someone in your life as a child, and so you had to sustain yourself and you had to take care of yourself and you had to protect yourself, and you had no one else there to do that for you. And so that's what it's talking about. You're looking for a relationship where you feel those energies, okay? Now, it does talk about a watchful awareness, because there may be a violation of your physical, social, or emotional space, okay, which might create a wound of sorts, okay? Now, whether that be a physical aspect, a mental aspect, a psychological aspect, or an emotional aspect, I don't know. You're the only one that does. And this is a general reading, so be aware of that, because, you know, you will heal if there is a physical wound or a physical altercation and you're hurt, okay? You will heal from that wound, but will you heal emotionally, okay? So you have to heal completely before you could start moving forward. And this may even talk about something that took place in your life before. Maybe you're dealing with something that took place in your life before, and you're having to focus on it, okay, to heal from it. So you can release it, let it go, and move forward into the next part of your life, okay? Now, this has been coming up right across the board for most of the signs that I've done, where you're having to deal with stuff from the past, work through it, and then release it. So, as I said, we're moving into a new year, and there's new circumstances and new situations and new energies that are coming into play, and everything is being regenerated. This is a time of regeneration in your life, Sagittarius, and you have the option of taking that forward or being stuck in the past. So, keep your eyes open and move forward in a positive way, because the new year is going to bring in many, many, many positive things for you. Just have to be aware of it and work on your relationships. Okay, I shall see you in January. Namaste.